All right, I think we're back. I think I figured out what I did wrong before. So we shall figure this out and see if it's going to work this time. So tonight I wanted to talk about how I'm using the wrong mouse. So when you have multiple screens, multiple mouses, like it's not easy. And then I've got this camera right here, which, gotta look there. That doesn't really work for me because I'm like all over the place everywhere. So, that being said, why are we here tonight? So, you want to be a photographer, right? But a lot of the times you spend times watching the tutorials and you just read the reviews, you look at gear, and you actually don't ever take a photo. So, that's kind of what we're here doing tonight. I'm trying to... Nope, that's the wrong screen. All right, so yes, that's what we're doing. So talking about what you need to do to start and what stops you from getting going. So I know that this is true for me. I always got trapped in, I need the best gear, I need the best camera, I need the best lens, I have to have all the fancy equipment. And I made a lot of mistakes when I was starting out. I didn't realize that, one, I wasn't going to be a landscape photographer. So I bought all these lenses that did not have a fast enough, they weren't fast enough lenses, so the f-stops. So they stopped at 4, which, if you're going to be shooting indoors at a wedding, say, you want a faster lens, like a 1.2 to 2.8 range. You don't want an f4 because it's not going to be very good in the low light. So, didn't know that starting out. But what you have to learn is every year they're going to come out with something new, bright, and shiny, but you don't need to upgrade it. Sorry, you don't need to get a new camera body just because it's new, bright, shiny, and like the new thing. That's the biggest point I want to get across about that. The gear. Like, you don't need the best of the best of the best. If you're going to upgrade something with your camera gear, get a fast prime lens over a mediocre zoom lens. And I know that people are going to be like, meh, they're expensive. Well, yep, you're a professional. If you want to be a professional photographer, you're going to have to put money into the gear that's going to matter to make those beautiful blurry backgrounds. You need to have a lens that is going to have a shallow depth of field. So everything in the background is like blurry. You can take a photograph in like littered, dumpster, trashy graffiti, but I like graffiti, so we don't want to put that in there. But like just gross background that you wouldn't usually take a photo in. You can just bring it down to, 1.8, 1.4, 1.2 even. And you won't really know what's going on in the background. All right, let's see if this is working here. Sorry. Not really sure where I see that. Over here, maybe. Well. Don't know where to see that one. Okay, well, hold please. We're rocking it out. I got going off on a little tangent there. That happens. Don't really know where I see the chat. Sorry if you're talking. Not really sure where to look. Working on it. It's always a work in progress. Do I have anything more to say about the gear? Not really. You want to... you can always rent a lens to make sure that you're going to like it before you buy it. So there's different. I'm not going to recommend a lens company because if you hate it, that's not going to be on me. But if, you can always rent an expensive lens before you go and buy it. That's what I would suggest to make sure that it's going to do what you want it to do. Instead of dropping $3,000 by mistake, you can spend $170, and I don't know if that's what they are, but something's got to be in that range. So you can test out the high-end gear for a minimal cost before you just drop a bankroll on it. Too many things going on here. I got things over there. Ooh, and we got this in the background. Let's see if it works. I decided I was gonna do some smoke in the background. We don't know if it's gonna work. You can hear it working, but I don't know if you can see it yet. So you're gonna have to let me know if anybody's out there, because I have no idea. Didn't really do a good job with that. Oh, thanks, Jackson. I think somebody sent something. Not really sure what it is, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I really, okay, let's see if this is going to find it. I've got one, but it doesn't say anything. It says, sorry, you gotta bear with me. I'm new to this. This new. All right, how does this get bigger? Okay, that's great. Oh, I don't think anybody's chatted in that yet. Okay, well that makes sense. So, I don't think anybody's in the other one. So that's fine. They're not chatting. That's totally cool. Because I've never really gone live on it before. So there's that. We're experimenting. We're experimenting for sure. All right, where did I just close that? There it is, right there. Yeah, so back to what I was talking about before. I was trying to see if anybody was talking, but I don't think anybody is talking, so there's that. Besides me, I just am rambling on over here. I think I already talked about the only upgrade that matters would be a lens is a better investment over a new camera body, because in my opinion it sees what the sensor is going to see. So the sensor's the sensor. They're all good. There's nobody's going to be like coming out with something that's going to be, well, unless you're Hasselblad, but oof, everybody else is kind of on the same realm. So buy a nice lens over a new camera body. It has been a hot minute. Yeah. Things are good. We're rocking and rolling. Trying to figure all this jazz out, you know. I guess I'm going to teach a different way. So we're going to rock this out. But people have to ask questions. So if you have questions about photography, feel free to ask them. I'm trying to see, I only think that one chat is working. So if somebody's talking in the other chat, I apologize, because I don't know how to see it. Yeah. What other things do we think about? Yeah, we know expensive photography gear does not make you a better photographer. Sometimes make it easier if you know how to use the equipment that you buy, but a lot of us just buy things because it's bright and shiny. It doesn't improve our skills. Yeah, there's accessories that you can get for, you know, soft boxes and all these different things. Beauty dishes, different lights, RGB lights, fun lights like I have back there. They're just nice to have if you're going to use them. I have a bunch of stuff that just sits over there. I spent money on, and I don't use it because I no longer do that type of photography. So I photograph people. People is what I photograph. So I want to make sure the things I have are going to make the people that I photograph look their best. So, yeah, and like every time you see like, ooh, it really annoys me that that when something comes out, like we all are marketed to, and we all know, like we see things on social media because they're like, oh, you're a photographer, you're gonna want to see this new bright and shiny camera, and I'm like, yeah, I do want to see that new bright and shiny camera, but when you're a new photographer and you're like, oh, well, this is gonna solve all my problems, I'm going to be just rocking it out because I have this new camera. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So if you're gonna photograph people, you also have to have people skills. You can't just be taking pictures, not talking, or being. You have to be sociable, and you have to like people, and you have to make sure that you know how to deal with situations that might arise so that you can handle it. Oh, we're going to get some more smoke. Yeah. So the other thing, when you're first starting out photography, you don't want to share your images, right? People are like, ooh, should I post that? Should I not post it? What if nobody likes it? I'm not going to get any comments. Nobody's going to share it. That's a bunch of horse shit, okay? Like, that does not matter. But you have to get past the hurdle in your head, like the imposter syndrome that you have to jump over so that you can move forward with your own, like, psychological hurdle. So, one thing that I did, and I don't think it's all that popular, is, hey Hannah, that one's working. I don't know about, I don't know if YouTube's working. So if somebody can pop over to YouTube and let me know if the chat's working, that'd be fantastic. Because I can't tell, because I don't think anybody's commented there. So, anyway, yeah, there's the whole, like, oh, you need to, you're comparing stuff with other people you see on social media. You shouldn't do that. So I actually stopped, and I'm going to get some shade for this, I stopped following all of my local friends that are photographers because I was comparing myself, and I wasn't posting the work I wanted to post. I was posting work that I thought would get the most likes or comments. And that's not true to who I am and what I want to represent. So I moved away from that. Sorry, fellow photogs. I had to go down a little rabbit hole of like self-destruction, rebuilt myself, and I'm back again. There we are. So that's the comparison trap, is where you're comparing yourself when you're on chapter 1 to somebody who's on like chapter 100. Okay? They are showing their best and only their best curated work, whereas you only have like 20 photos that you think are good, that you would want to post, but they're posting out of thousands of images they've taken over their career. So stop doing that. Stop comparing yourself with other photographers just because you like their image and you think you should be that good, but you're just starting out. That's one of the most important things I want to say. I got a parrot? Yeah. I don't know what a parrot is, but yes, we like a parrot. Yeah, I forget who said this, but you just have to keep taking photos. You're going to get better. You got to move. You can't just stay in one spot, take a photo, and just keep taking the same one. You've got to change up things up. Change up things up. Change things up. I need some agua. So, the critique mindset, how to actively seek out constructive feedback without letting it burden you. Hey, what's going on? This one's working. All right. I don't know if I did something wrong, but the other chat's not working, so not 100% sure what I did there. But it could be working. I'm not really sure. This is new. Doing multiple things at once, which really isn't something I should do. So we're trying it out because you know what? I told myself I was going to try something new, and I wasn't just going to stay there and sit there and do nothing. So here we are. Constructive feedback is not supposed to be it. It can be negative, but it shouldn't be hurtful. So if you're asking people for feedback and they're like, "You suck. You shouldn't do this. Why are you doing this?" That is something that you should move away from. So don't focus on that. So oh my goodness. So yeah, hearing all kinds of things around me. So there. Sorry, I digress. Perfection is not something. Perfection leads to procrastination, because if you are going to be perfect at something, you're never going to start. You're never going to move forward. You're not going to create. You're just going to stay there. And it doesn't have to be like, done is better than perfect. So like, perfect is something that we all strive for, and it's not always, it's just not obtainable most of the time. Like perfection, don't seek to be perfect. Nobody's got time for that. Be better than you were yesterday. I've taken a lot of bad photos over the years. Like sometimes I was like, oh, I don't even know what I did there. I think I should do a montage of photos as I'm walking and I've hit the trigger, and like it's just some random sky, dirt, tree, unrecognizable person. That happens. But what I try to do, I try to do like a personal project to make myself think creatively, instead of, because portrait photography and wedding photography, you have to really love it, and you have to make sure that you are making it interesting for each person or each couple, so you don't get bored. So it's not just about like creating beautiful images for people, but you also have to make sure that you're not bored, because when that happens, like that's never a good thing. Okay, so that's about much, coming up with that. All right, what's going on over there? All right. So one of the most important things you need to know is light. And I know everybody's going to talk about like ISO, shutter speed, aperture, but listen, those are important. Don't get me wrong. But making interesting light, or finding interesting light outside when like the sun's coming through some tree branches, and it creates depth, it's going to make your photos pop so much more than if you're just taking a photo to take a photo. So looking before you shoot is an important thing to remember. So I'm generally outside when I'm taking photos of people. It's just what I like. I like the outdoors, so it's kind of where I end up. But I'm always looking for interesting light, how something looks versus just taking a photo. And shaping that light. So using modifiers, those things that you buy that you should use. I generally am always on location, so I want something that's light and moves easy. So I'm using lighter flashes, battery operated, not using something that has to plug in to a wall or a big battery pack type thing. So portable, yes. Light, shape it. Directional, like use light to your advantage, or take away light by using shadow. So you can make interesting things out of so many things with light, and changing the color of light, or so many things. The direction of the light, where it's coming in, shapes the face better. There's light. Catch lights. My favorite thing. To when you're doing a headshot. When you have a catch light at the bottom of the eye or the top of the eye, you can see where the modifier is, and sometimes you can see the shape of the modifier just by the light. So knowing that gives it dimension, and it really makes your subject pop, you want to make sure that catch lights, if you're photographing people, very important. You should make sure that you learn about that. Harsh midday sun. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. You can use flash, off-camera flash, to photograph in the bright sun, daylight. Like, it's doable. Because sometimes you have to. That's the only option you have. So it's a good thing to learn. Don't just say you can't do it. It's doable, for sure. Reflectors. Most underutilized tool a portrait photographer has. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Like, I've used white, like, science fair board to put light onto somebody's face, to fill in under here. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make something look good. Contrary to popular belief. Yeah, I don't know. There we are. I'm going to try to see if I can find the other chat to see if there is other people talking that I don't know about. Ooh. I thank you for the gifts. I didn't even realize that. All right, where is this other thing that I should have asked somebody? That was my fault. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Okay. Oh, there we are. What is this? Is this showing me the chat? I don't believe it does. Not 100% sure. Sorry about that. Okay. If this is clicked, it says learn more. I just don't think anybody chatted in there, which is fine. Let's test it. Can I chat to myself? I'll crack myself up sometimes. Alright. Well, we'll put some more smoke in the background. Hopefully that looks cool. I hope it looks halfway decent. My goal was to do a spooky thing, but I was like, you can't see the orange back there. Does anybody see the smoke in the background? Anyone? All right. If I were looking here, Okay, let's see. Oh, it did work. All right, so I did know where it was. Just nobody commented. I'm so sorry. Well, that's sad. I'm just going to talk to myself. All right, did anybody... Oh, can you see the smoke? Yes, you can. There we go. Very nice. All right, let me mute myself over here, but now I can see...
Oh, it did work. All right, so I did know where it was.
All right. So, that being said, I guess I need to focus on getting people on that the other place. Okay. Let's see if this worked. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end it there because I don't have anything else to say currently, and I was more or less just testing this out to see if I could do two things at once. Thanks.